What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a long time since I posted, so I have a treat for you guys. I'm going to discuss Infernities and how you should play them. First thing I want to note about Infernities, it's not a pick up and play deck. I can't stress that enough. You can't just pick up Infernities and play it. You have to learn about the rulings and whatnot. I'm going to show you guys a couple of tricks with Infernities, and I'm going to show you guys how to play them properly. So first, obviously you got your 3 Infernity Archfiends. Alright? Then next you got your 2 Mirages. They're your recursions. You have your tuners, so you got your 3 Beetles, 1 Avenger. You got your Necromancers, another recursion. 2 Dark Greffers. 3 more launchers for recursion again. Now for your magic lineup, MST, 1 for 1, just to get the Mirage or the Avenger if you have to, but it's mainly for the Mirage. Giant Trunade, reinforcements of the army for the Grepher, Foolish Burial just to fill up the grave, 2 Book of Moons, just because they're trainable. The one thing I'm going to say is don't play stuff like Mirror Force and stuff like that. It's kind of bad because you can't chain it. You want to play chainable cards because in this format everything is really fast paced and you have to play cards that interrupt plays. Heavy Storm, obviously, power destruction. Then of course your chop lineup, Dust Tornado, 2 of them just to take out back rows. Solemn Judgement, Compulsory Evacuation. I play this over Mirror Force just because it interrupts plays, and in the Infernity Mirror match, remember that they have to have no cards in their hand. So if you bounce a card back in the middle of the cycle, you can interrupt it completely. Trap Dust Shoot, obviously it's a power card. Call the Haunted, Torrential Tribute, 3 Infernos to fill up the grave. I end up probably siding 1 or 2 out in game 2. 2 Bottomless. You're supposed to play 3 Infernity Barrier, but if you don't have 2 Barrier, then I suggest putting in a Starlight Road for one of them. Personally, I would play 3 Barrier for sure. It's just I don't have a 3rd one on me right now. But definitely 3 Infernity Barrier. If not, then 2 Infernity Barriers and the Starlight Road. Now, you can play the deck without the barriers. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you don't have them, then, you know. Now, I'm going to go over the side deck options. Not my personal side deck, but what the options are of what you could play in your side deck. And what I would recommend. Massacre Restrict to stop FTK Frogs and other decks of tribute like Frog Monarchs. This stops all tributing altogether. The one thing that this deck has to worry about a lot is the Consecrated Lights. It stops Darks altogether. Answer for that, Fissures. Destroys the weakest attack points monster on your opponent's side of the field. Another out to back rows, aside from your heavy back row destruction in the main board. Side in 3 Rykos. What I would take out for the Rykos is the Grephers and the RotA. Fits exactly 3 for 3. Mind Crush. If you're a good player, Mind Crush can be a devastating card. Not only can you call the right card, but you can see the rest of your opponent's hand. Swallow Flip, just for those GBs or anything else that special summons to use effects. Gazeris is a good out. You could play Mirror of Oaths against GBs again. Or against Synchrocat, if you actually see it. Crevices for the mirror match. Or for Frogs. They get rid of 2 cards from the grave. Rugs for the Monarchs. They get rid of them when they're tribute summoned and they activate their effects. And then Heroes Rule 2. Anything that targets the grave, you negate it and destroy it. So not only can you use this on cards that go from the grave, like not only can you use this on your opponent cards when they try to cycle cards through their grave, like Vultures, but you can also use this on when they try to remove stuff from your grave, so Crows, Crevices, stuff like that. So it's always a good card to side in. Now finally we're going to go through the extra deck options. Again, it's not my extra deck, but the options that you could use. Obviously you want to go heavy on Stardust Dragon. I'd play 2 of them myself. I'd play 1 Brionac, obviously it's just a power level 6. 1 Myst Wurm. A lot of people play 2, I only play 1 because usually you only have to bounce 3 cards and you're tight on space anyways. 1 Armory Arm because you can go into level 4s. You go Necromancer and Avenger. If you're out to a level 4, you can use the Colossal loop, which is basically get a Colossal Fighter. If they have a monster 1900 or more, equip Armory Arm to them, they get 1000 boost. Keep crashing Colossal Fighter for 28 damage each time. I play 200 Eyes Dragon. There's only 1 here, but I play 2. And the point of that is that you can get an extra search if you go 100 Eyes, remove the Mirage, tribute him for 2 more, you get an extra search off the Archfiend. I'm not going to explain exactly how that works because I want you guys to figure that out yourself. Infinity Doom Dragon, just one. That's all you need. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. If you're siding, Cyber Dragons. If you're not, then don't bother. But if you are,
Macro.
yeah. Sea Dragon Lord. It's good just because if you have the Beetles and you keep going on, it can go to 3,000, and you need level 5s in this deck. Another level 5 that I don't have here, unfortunately, is Stygian Sergeants. It's level 5, 2200. If it destroys a monster by battle, then it gets a 3,000 boost and can attack again. It goes to 3,000 and can attack again. Very powerful level 5. Magical Android, level 5 is again. Goyo Guardian, another strong level 6. Giant Trunade, it's more filler than anything when you want to synchro more than once. When you want to go 6 to 8. Ally of Justice Catastor. Black Rose Dragon, obviously bomb the field. Thought Ruler. If you have to take out a card, take out the Thought Ruler. And then Colossal Fighter, obviously, for the Colossal Fighter loop, or just a big beat stick. Now, the thing that I'm going to say about Infernities, just quickly to you guys, is that there are things, you don't have to go all out 100% every single time. Sometimes you have to set up mini boards. So if you get something like, you don't need the full Archfiend, Necromancer loop to go off. I've gone off myself with just Archfiend and Beetles. And you just keep going Archfiend, Beetle, and then synchro into level 8s and level 6s, and then get the barriers down. You don't need the Necromancer. Obviously, the Necromancer helps. It's a big tool to use, but it's not necessary in the deck. It's not necessary to go off, so you can set up mini boards as well. That's all for now, guys. Just big shout out to my buddy here. And
a Chaos 22.
Yeah. And if you guys have any requests for upcoming videos, let me know. I'm going to do a X-Ray deck tech as well. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.